So, Jason, in 1998, at the age of 26, you were diagnosed with the rare disease known as hereditary spastic paraplegia. Could you tell us a little bit about this disease and how it affects you?
It's a neurological disorder slash disease that affects the longest nerve in the body. So basically the legs. There is different subtypes, and it's still growing. At the moment there's 80. And with that, like each subtype represents a different thing. For me, it's only my legs and bladder like that have the problem.
So, for other people, it'll affect things like cognition and digestion, but it's just dependent upon the SPG gene.
Yeah, it can affect like hands, like the motion of the body, like in working with things, uh, and then like some people lose their movement in their legs a lot quicker than others do, because like some are rapid deterioration and others are not, a slow deterioration.
And for you, because you were diagnosed when you were 26, there were no symptoms or anything prior to that.
No, there wasn't.
For some people, there are, like from baby.
Yeah, some people have it from baby. I was born with hereditary spastic paraplegia, HSP, but it didn't affect me to the age of 26. Like, so I was one of the lucky ones that I got to experience a normal life than others that haven't.
How'd you feel when you were diagnosed? What did the doctors say to you on that?
The day that I was diagnosed, like I went to my professor. He's now retired, and my mum made the appointment because she seen that I was starting to drag my toes. We went there. My dad came too because he had the HSP, and with that, we basically like I showed him how I walked, checked my gait, done all the like nerve testings, blood tests, and he told me that I had HSP. And by the way that I had a changed gait, which is the walking style. And when I got back to the car, I'm thinking, like I drove back, and I'm thinking, what can I do before I get really bad? What have I done? I've tried water skiing, rid a motorbike for 3 years, driving an auto and a manual. Nothing really slows me down that much, but I still watch what I do now, like in relation to my life.
So, what kind of things did you lose then?
Well, I used to love running, and I can't run anymore because of the reaction of my legs.
Yeah.
I can't jump. Like, at least I can say white man can't jump. It's like, they're the two things that I've really noticed.
Did the
Yeah.
doctors guide you to any specialists back then, or was it just because it's 1998? It's a little bit different than today.
I've had no specialists.
Yeah.
It's just like I got thrown in the deep end of the pool to basically see how I go. Yeah.
And in comparison to your dad, how are you going then? From in the age group that you are.
My dad, around my age now, my dad hopped in the wheelchair, and once he hopped in the wheelchair, he never hopped out.
So at your age, your dad was in the wheelchair, and he was not as mobile as you are. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, like he went out and about in the wheelchair, but was never using his legs anymore. As walking, he had hand controls in his car so he can get around. So,
What's it like being in a wheelchair in public for you? How do you feel when you go to the shops, when you go to bars?
freedom, because I can actually go out and do things and like enjoy life. When didn't have the wheelchair and I did struggle to walk, I did basically like hate going to the shops because it was such a big shopping centre. It was just a mission for me to go shopping. So now I can actually just hop in my chair, get in there, do what I need to do and come back out.
So you have no concern of what people think or like pointing or these kinds of...
No,
Yeah.
I just fly by them. Like,
What kind of challenges do you face on a daily basis then? If you've got that kind of freedom with a chair, what are some things that you're held back from?
held back. Whether it's a big hill I have to climb, like when I've got no power supply on my chair. So I've got to like look at the route that I have to take to get to certain places, because some hills are just too steep to roll up. And when you actually go down them, you can actually burn your hands.
Mm.
It's like, so you got to watch that too. So you got to go slow. You can't go quick. Other things is like you plan your day, like in what you want to do and where you want to go. So, and like if it's like, I look at the weather outside, and if it's like raining like anything, I don't go out, because by the time I actually get out to the car, put my wheelchair in the car, and then get into my car, I am literally wet as.
During all of this, have you struggled mentally? So was there like any dark points in your life during and after the diagnosis?
When I was working, like I was diagnosed when I was working, and my condition was getting worse. And with it getting worse, I was seeing certain things that I didn't notice before. And that's when I realized that I had HSP. And another one is like realizing that trying to get a relationship was hard, because people look at me with the disease and the wheelchair other than just me for who I am.
Has that affected your social life as well?
I've gotten around that now. I just like I've gotten around my social life, like, because I go out and do things, and if there's nobody on the dance floor, I'm out there on the dance floor. I make it happen. It's like, and so I'm enjoying my life.
What's a typical week like for you? Hobbies, tasks, extracurricular activities?
Hobbies is slot car racing. And I enjoy doing that because I build the cars, paint the cars, tune them, and then race them with my slot car mates. Another one is like in summer, I do sailability. So I go out sailing and basically enjoy getting out there on the water and going for it. Other things in the past that I've tried is basically wheelchair tennis, wheelchair basketball, wheelchair AFL, and I'm about to get back into swimming to keep going again. I have done a little bit of powerlifting as well. Another thing is like I enjoy going to the gym, because every time I go to the gym, it actually helps me in living a better life. And I find out that I actually motivate people with me motivating people by showing them what I do. It actually motivates me as well.
What kind of stuff do you do at the gym?
Many different like exercises, like it's to do with movement and flexibility. That's what my trainer taught me. And like he says, don't worry about the strength. The strength will come later, and it has. Like it's starting to come now. He does tell me that I'm one of the strongest clients, and I'm happy on that. So, but with that, I've always had a goal at the gym. I just wanted to lift my own body weight, and that's all I wanted to do, and I have done that.
And HSP doesn't hold you back at all from...
No, it doesn't. Like gym and HSP doesn't stop me.
What kind of things have you gained with this disease?
More confidence in life. Because I used to be the really shy boy, like in the background. It's like if there was 10 people there, I was like that person that was half a step back, just listening and wouldn't talk. Now I've been a spokesperson twice, and I've got my own shirt printed up for my like page, and people see it and they ask me, what's HSP? And then I educate them on what it is. So with that, I've educated them, and they've basically got an understanding about it now for the rare disease.
Do you have any words specifically you'd like to say to anyone that suffers from any neurological disorder or impairment, and or their loved ones or carers?
Do things to enjoy your life on the day, because every day is different on how it treats us. Because some days you get good days, some days you get bad. But on a good day, you do more. On a bad day, you do less. But enjoy the things that you can do on that day.
Ride the wave.
Yeah.